Hey Pyro, you just got a new burner and you are so excited to use it, but you don't know what the flip you're doing. We're gonna help you get past that real fast. I'm doing a series of videos teaching you how to wood burn with each one of these tools in 5 easy steps. In this video, we are going over this tool. Now, this is a Truart Stage 1. Now, the same style of burner is carried by Pyrography and several other brands, but the key features here are they have 2 heat levels to work with, and I'm going to show you how to use it. I'm Janny Lisenby, your pyro professor. This is Burn Savvy. Let's burn. And the first thing you do is set up your stand. Now the stand is really important. You want to make sure that it's not going to pull down on you. So if you have it this direction, it's going to pull down. So you want to make sure that your burner is sitting on it at this angle where it's not going to pull down. And then you'll tape that down to your workspace. Once you have that taped down, choose the nib that you're going to use. I'm using a mini flow point. Now that I have my stand ready and I've got the nib chosen, I am going to plug it in and turn it on. Now you get to choose between 15 watts and 30 watts. Now I typically do the 15 watt first and see how that works on the wood piece that I'm using. And then I will move it up to the 30 watt if that's not high enough. Now while that's heating up, you'll want to prep the wood that you are using. I recommend basswood or sourwood or a poplar. You can also use pine. I hate pine, but that's what I cut my teeth on, and it's cheap and it's everywhere. I like to use these practice wood pieces of poplar. These are really great for practicing wood burning without feeling like you're wasting a good piece of wood. Once you chose the piece of wood you're going to use, it's important to sand it down. It doesn't have to be perfect, but a 220 grit does a great job getting it really smooth, getting it ready to accept a sealant when you're done. If you want to do it smoother, that's fine, but I definitely recommend that you don't skip this because it really helps to knock off some of the slivers and uneven parts that make wood burning just a little bit harder than it has to be. Now I'm going to use a pattern that I made. I'm going to tape down one side. If you want more detailed instructions on how to transfer a pattern, I do have a video for you on that. You take your carbon paper or graphite paper, place it shiny side down in between the wood and the pattern, and then you trace it. You can trace it with a pencil or a pen. You can trace it with any kind of semi-sharp object. I am using a nail daughter, which is also an embossing tool. This is my tracing tool because I love that I can reuse my patterns over and over and over again. Double check that everything transferred, and if you're satisfied with it, take the pattern off. Then it's time to test out the heat of the burner. If it is hot enough and you're happy with it, then it's time to burn. If it's too hot, you need to turn it down and let it cool off for just a second. Then I would use a piece of practice wood to burn off some of that extra heat. Then using the 4 major wood burning techniques, pulling, touching, sweeping, and swinging, you're going to do some burning, okay? Now, if you want to deep dive into that, you'll want to watch the video up here in the corner. You will also notice that I am turning the wood piece instead of turning my wrist. It's a whole lot easier to turn the project than it is to turn your hand and fight that cord. Now it is ready for sealant or for hanging hardware or for whatever it is that you want to do. I do have a video on finishes that is coming out, but some of the ones I use most are polyacrylic, polyurethane, and wood conditioner, even clear acrylic spray paint. And the last step would be to display it, whether you're using a table easel or a sawtooth hanger or jute twine or whatever it is you choose to do. Now, if you want to avoid a lot of the pitfalls and mistakes that a lot of pyros have made, you'll want to watch this video next because it is actually from not just me, but other pyros in the Burn Savvy community who have shared their mistakes and their fails and how to get past it. Of course, if you want to deep dive on all of the techniques, you're going to want to join the Burn Savvy membership right over here. And I will see you on the next video. Later, Pyro.